separate divisions, and in them the double bye, which is already guaranteed to Purdue. An outside shot at a piece of the regular season championship. They need help and they need to win. And of course, this is an Illinois team that is getting better at just the right time of the year. Hi again, everyone. Alongside the governor, Bill Raftery, Tim Brando, happy to have you with us. Vincent Edwards will not be able to go tonight. They're saving him for the Ides of March and that run that might be happening that way. Without question, though, Bill, there is no denying that this is an Illinois team no one wants any part of.
You know, they compete. Their problem is, well, obviously they turn you over, but they don't close out games. And, of course, Purdue, one of those teams that can be very active for 6 nights come tournament time. They are tall, tough, they guard, and they can shoot the basketball. Pretty good combination.
Indeed. Let's take a look at the starting lineups, and there are some changes. The Boilermakers, of course, as we mentioned, going without Edwards means Grady Eifert will get the starting call. The Illini have elected to go small with both Trent Frazier and Tijon Lucas in the backcourt in tandem for the first time. This is the 8th different starting lineup that they have had this season for Brad Underwood. Eifert, the junior out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, is a young man that they will count on, in addition to Ryan Klein, who's gotten some playing time as well. The ball may not move as quickly as normal, but this Purdue team can adjust on the fly. And the opening tap control to the Boilermakers.
And Timmy B right now, the Illini go, and they really get into it. What a nice look. And I have Eifert, right? On the money. Pretty good look. And by Edwards.
Frazier has, as Coach Underwood would say, number one in white, got a lot of swag in his game. He's become a true leader, and it'll be very interesting to see how Purdue handles the Illini as they spread them out. There's Frazier up against the tallest man on the floor, and I think Haas intimidated him just a little, and it leads to the turnover. As you look at Matt Painter now, it's hard to believe he's in his 13th season, and his mentor, Gene Cady, is here tonight. We had a chance to visit with him earlier today.
I wonder who has a better sense of humor. This is where he is tough. Great glass shots, either hand. Look at the size of this guy.
You know what you've seen, and it was true right there. Early in the season, every team doubled him immediately. Now teams are going more mano-a-mano and saying, you know what, if you want to beat us, go ahead.
And the ability to move outside block, big time rebound. Kipper.
And there's Lucas. Tijon drains it.
That's what they got to do, make shots. That's been part of their difficulty. They've been playing him with Frazier, and right away, up and at you by Frazier. Great pressure on the ball, great denial, great weak side defense.
P.J. Thompson on a blow-by.
How about that? A little steam emanating, and you don't get back.
Uh-oh, Lucas trying to go right back the other way. P.J. hit the deck near our photographer, but he's okay. And here's Edwards. Not there. Eifert could not pull it down either.
You can see the ability to get by people. You better get in your stance and at least force him to go the other way once. Get some help.
By the way, Bill, those were P.J.'s first points in 3 games for Purdue. So he is looking to come out of the gates more quickly in tonight's game.
Trying to move Haas around a little bit, get him in ball screens.
Nichols off the heel, and it's pulled down by Carson Edwards. How about that? Thompson leaves it for Edwards, and he's rejected. Maybe a little too unselfish there. Gets it back and drains the tray.
How smart is he? Back step to get to that three-point line. Nice kick out. Eifert.
On the wing, Frazier.
Boy, does that help.
Trent, the freshman from Wellington, Florida. And a lot of help coming in this game, without question. You take a look at the ability that they have. Tijon Lucas and Frazier both getting involved.
Good job moving the ball, going side to side. Pretty good denial here. High ball screen. Wow, is that deep?
Ooh, was it ever? Oh, look
and
out.
effective. He is one of those guys. I think as a coach, you've got to let him go a little bit. And I think that's exactly what this coaching staff has done.
Well, I tell you, with both of those guys out on the floor, Bill, Tijon and Frazier, they look like brothers out there. They could be twins. There's Black. He's the tough cover.
He's going to get those because Haas not as comfortable away, particularly in that pinch post. Black has that ability to just raise the level of the shot. Tremendous arc on his release.
One of the things you'll notice tonight particularly with the Illini playing at this level and at home, is how finite it is to be in the back half or the front half of the Big Ten race, because this is a much improved team that's far better than their record would indicate.
Watch out for next year.
Oh, yeah.
I know there's games to be played, but this team gets some new players, and again, the ability to stretch the D, and he has done that without Fickey. They've let him step out and make some threes.
And I don't think there's any doubt in talking with the Purdue coaching staff today. They knew LaRon Black was going to be a really tough cover for them.
We'll get a little screen. How about that? Haas with the roadblock.
And Eifert trying to get the second chance opportunity, but a foul as we go to the break.
That's a better match for Purdue than it would be if it were Haas. Because Haas, one of the great runners, can influence defensively, probably blocking shots a little better than Haas, quicker. But that is a mountain of a man having a great year.
Is he ever?
Developed into such an efficient offensive performer, Haas.
Harms, the other 7-footer, the young man from the Netherlands, Amsterdam actually, he runs the floor probably as well as any 7-footer I've seen in a while, and he may be a better rim protector than Haas.
And Smith on the floor now. They have a plethora of perimeter players who are going to be pretty good. This kid, great, strong driver.
Smith, who was a late bloomer out of high school in the state, a good get last year for the Illini, comes up empty that time. We're tied at 10.
That's dangerous to be called a late bloomer. I had that attached to me. It didn't work.
There's a turnover.
Nice give. Fickey can make that, but just on the lineup, you got to get a few touches. Here's their overload brush screen. They lob on that or pinch post handoff, and he's just very hard on that angle to get between the offensive man and the cutter.
DeMonte Williams is fouled. He and Aaron Jordan also in the game along with Smith, so mass substitutions in this style of play. Agboy Bodine is also in the game, number 11. The way that Underwood coaches, man, it's like a bus stop. They're going to be bringing guys in and out.
You got to have a roster sheet. Boyd Bodine, not a great passer. Telegraph that one.
He wants his guys to play hard and fast in 3-minute intervals, and he'll get new guys out on the deck.
It sounds like your social life.
Up against the clock, Smith with a little floater.
Great recognition. Great recognition.
Edwardsville, Illinois, this young man had an outstanding senior season in high school.
He's got a big upside. Once he makes that jump shot, the deep one, nice pass on the cut. Wow, off the bounce.
I think they got Smith on the foul against Eastern on the dribble drive.
Right here, knowing he's got the big guy. I thought Arms could have gotten that hand up a little bit and challenged that shot. A little bit reluctant, but Smith, powerful built.
Smith did get the foul, his first. Nogel Eastern giving it up to Klein. Now this kid can shoot it. Probably deserved more playing time earlier in the year, according to his coach.
They are good at that, by the way, the slap back, and you were right. Klein's so dangerous. Eifert with a good look. Nice extra pass.
Yep, and Eifert can knock it down too. Interchangeable parts with this Purdue team.
Matt was a great shooter himself in his playing days, and what a job he's done with this program. Following Gene Cady has been extraordinary, particularly in his consistency with this team. Same play, pinch post handoff.
Yep.
No wonder. Hey.
Can you believe that's Frank Williams' son, DeMonte Williams? Seems like yesterday he was playing.
When the shot went in, I figured it was.
15-13, Illini by 2.
Nice. Jump the passing lane.
Jordan end to end. Yes, and one. Klein the foul.
Nice job. And again, once you in any way go under, you are going to pay with this team, particularly if they're shooting the basketball. They have been struggling with it. But jump that passing lane. You mentioned the ability and the read. Aaron Jordan, terrific. He's one of those kids who can do a lot of things too. I think that's why he does play a lot, because you're looking for a guy that's doing, performing at the highest level each time, and they don't have that kind of consistency.
Scoreless against Michigan State his last time out.
Now, this kid's a pretty good offensive rebounder too, and they are undersized, so they need that contribution.
A lot of energy on the floor right now exhibited. They lead by 5 with 6.5 gone by. Getting a few points off turnovers, too, which is what Underwood's team is all about.
Boynton with a little footwork there.
Klein with the dump down to the big fella. And the big Haas goes with the jump hook and gets it to go.
Brad told both of us we're going to give him and take away threes and hopefully make him work. Give him 100 is what he said to me. Nice roll. Oh, got to finish that in the air.
Yeah, he's upset with himself.
Yeah.
Hey, boy, Bodine with a missed opportunity there.
How do you play this guy? I mean, how do you get around him?
You don't.
Jim Katie said he would play him baseline. A nice look at this elevation. Goodness.
Bill,
physicality, presence.
20 years ago, he would have been a lottery pick. He really would have. The game has changed so much. There's Gene.
Mr. Defense.
Yeah, the guy that gave Steve Lavin his big break.
That's right, exactly. Steve hasn't admitted that lately. But it's great how he follows up on Hanzo down at Missouri, all of his former kids. I love going there when he was coaching. His sense of humor. And
he was telling some great stories today.
Well, we can't use them on the air, but they were good.
3 straight outright Big Ten titles at one point. And
3 in a row.
Yeah, 3 in a row. It was hard to do back then, too.
Yeah. I think he said Ohio State's the only other one, right?
Yeah, that's right.
A little double high, roll the big guy.
Edwards in traffic, rejected but fouled. Gene Steratore has that one.
That wasn't a nice little hesitation. That is tough to defend.
Allstark got the foul.
Allstark very good defensively, too. Those guys can really rag, but you better be able to do that for this Illinois team.
He's coming off a great performance against Penn State. That was a hard-fought win that they got at home. 27 points on 9 of 19 from the floor. In fact, Carson Edwards has been just outstanding the last 4 games.
I think he's got 13 straight double-figure games, too. I mean, this kid, he is a load. Step back, that double screen they like to run for him, and he just hesitates enough. And when he accelerates, say goodnight.
Averaging 22.8 in the last 4 games, Carson Edwards. Illini by 1. Frazier back on the deck, operating.
Automatic switch when you match in size. Look at the cover. Tough.
That's going to be there all night for Black. They're going to be trying to get Haas out of that painted area as much as they can with him on the floor.
The other thing you can do is run him a little bit. Look at the load he is in that lane when he opens up and seals. Got good poise, right? That's a tough handoff there, too.
Yeah. That's more on the big fella. Haas knows it, too. He said, my bad, immediately.
Well, the other thing is, I know why Thompson came, but, boy, when you bring another defender in there into the mix, makes it awfully hard. There's their dive to the box, pin downs. Nice screen to give Black the open look on Haas. Boy, what a great set that was.
Thompson working on Frazier. Gives it up to Dakota Mathias.
Nice
Beautiful pass. How about that?
Was it a correct hand to me on the money?
See, the ball moves so quickly when Mathias is on the floor. Very underrated talent for this team.
Well, what he does, he drags people with the pump fake, but here, the seal, the correct look, and bringing it all. A house, a Haas, a deuce.
18-17, the Illini with the early lead. Let's go inside the Boilermakers huddle with their head coach, Matt Painter.
We can't get casual offensively. You got to be able to handle the ball, and if they get into you, it's like I talked about. Don't dribble the ball against them. Drive it. You got to be able to go, and then we got to get away on the bounce. All right? You got to drive to make a play. Don't casually dribble.
You know, Tommy, if you dribble around the perimeter, they just eat you up is basically what he's saying. And we've seen Carson attack, who's great with his left hand going to the rim. And for me to see a guy who played, and we both did his game.
Yes, we did.
To see him grow into a position that he's so successful with this program. So reminiscent of the KD days.
Yeah, and a lot like Tom Izzo under Judd Heathcote. In his own mind, he's still an assistant to Gene Cady. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's
well, he's got great respect and sarcasm to boot.
Humility is incredible.
There's that same call. He said, drive to do something.
Right.
And Dakota.
And it's a 6-0 run now for the Boilers. They lead by 1.
When I get into the movies, I'm changing my name. Dakota Raftery. I just like the ring. Nice cross screen. Again, keeping Haas moving. Not quite as mobile. Usually when he opens up, he's so big with those arms. He can get a piece of that.
5 lead changes already in this game early on. Back and forth they go.
And Kipper nickels on him. I would just throw him to the box, meaning Haas. There's that drive to do something.
Oh my! Carson Edwards.
How about that? Paying attention to your coach, huh? Putting extra gear to little guy.
Drive it, drive it.
Well, if you can't contain the dribble, you're going to have trouble with your man-to-man defense. Again, nice little lob play. They love to run.
Alley-oop.
Weak side. Black's activity set it up.
That was a keeper for Kipper. Ooh, man.
Oh, they got the offense,
yeah,
huh?
They did.
Thompson. Just such a well-designed play. Real smart. Look at this. This is Black getting in the way. And all of a sudden, you got that ability. You're worried about him in the flash post. Clears it out. Empty that side. And Kipper nipping one right at the chin.
That's the first foul on P.J. Thompson. Matt Painter wasn't at all happy with that. He felt his guy had been fouled on the preceding sequence.
Vicky with a nice screen. Now they got the automatic switch, and they got size differential inside.
And here comes another opportunity off the steal for Edwards. How about that lift?
That kid is something. He is fearless. What a tiger. Jump the passing lane. And a push.
That's Tacita, Texas. Pride of that small town outside Houston. Good find.
Yeah, Vicky can normally make that, but a great closeout. Nice roll.
Nice toss, too, to Black. That's a tough shot to make, though, that position on the floor.
A good one, though.
Yeah, it was. A lot of guys are uncomfortable in there.
Where are you leaving him go?
Oh, that's now 6 shots in a row for the Boilers as you see Dakota come up with another one.
And Vicky was the guy. That's not his match out there, but he couldn't get there quick enough.
Purdue's efficiency on the offensive end is something to behold.
Well, the transition offense has been real good and not matched up properly that last trip.
All-Start being dogged by Matthias, gives it up to Smith.
Right now, they're really matching the defensive prowess of Illinois.
And the Illini up against the clock again.
Nice help by Edwards.
They've only got 2 seconds to shoot as they trigger it in. How about this steal and slam, Bill?
Well, he is quick. He figured just a little layup. He saw the big guy Black looming large. He's got the stairway, too, on the finish. Send it in, little fella.
He was climbing up the stairs for Team USA's under-19 team in Cairo. That's a Purdue team that's been playing a lot of basketball going back to the summer. And one of the reasons I think they're taking it a little bit easy going into March. Up against the clock, it does not go for Frazier.
But the guards help rebound too, don't they? Nice look.
Quick pass to Matthias. How open is he?
How about using the floor? And you can just see Brad's really upset.
Yeah.
Transition, not getting back and matching up. And Purdue, you mentioned efficient. What a proper use of a word, the way they played. Really solid, the extra look, Tim.
7 straight on a 16-4 run.
Good. They're pretty good, aren't they? Who's that? Oh,
yeah.
Tell them to have another drink. What was that? And by the way, for a guy who's usually not efficient, you've done a nice job early here. Think you can last?
29-22 is our score way back in July. This Purdue team was the choice to represent the United States in the World University Games, and they did just fine, Bill. I mean, that's when these guys really bond. Just played nonstop in Taiwan.
And, you know, chemistry is so important, and the way they pass the ball, you can see that the feeling is there. And no Edwards either, who to me is one of the more talented kids in the country. So many areas they can play differently. Small with him at small forward. Nice ball fake.
I saw Vincent in that Indiana game, Bill, and the ball moves so quickly when he's on the floor. Young man that is from an outstanding high school with great tradition in the state of Ohio.
And he can drive it too. So many spots on the floor. This is tougher.
Black.
Pretty good.
Right over Harms this time.
And a good shot blocker too. Nice little hesitation with that delivery. He has played great basketball for this team.
9 in the game for LaRon Black, and he's actually missed some good opportunities.
You have to worry. Nice backdoor.
Oh, how about that backdoor cut?
A nice little set to a lift. Nobody on that weak side.
You got to know how to slip, Bill. He slipped pretty good. We'll be right back. See TV for you. And talking a little earlier about Vincent Edwards, this kid from Middletown, Ohio, same high school that produced Jerry Lucas, the Carters.
You don't remember that.
Yes, absolutely. Here's Vincent at work.
We talked about so many things he can do, whether he's facing up, guarding a smaller guy. I just love he can go left. Look at his drop step as well. So efficient in everything he does. And we talk about this team being together. Look at that look. Great read. Of course, Harms has really learned how to slip beautifully.
And the one thing that you've noticed tonight, Bill, is that Matthias has sort of taken his role on, and even with that missing piece, the chemistry for Purdue unaffected. Even as good as Edwards is, Vincent is a difference maker because of the speed he brings to the floor.
A nice little pull up there.
Oh, a beautiful tap in too by Williams.
Even Harms is having a little difficulty with Black. He's getting about 5 or 6 inches.
Give the bucket to DeMonte.
I could use Arms around the house. He could do a lot of handy things for me without playing a ladder.
No step stools needed in the domicile.
A nice show, too, by Black in a recovery.
Matthias again. He's got 11 with that 3 ball.
He's playing with a lot of confidence in there, making sure when he's free, he gets a touch, particularly in the early offense. Illinois is really not, for them, done a poor job.
Lucas swinging it around. And then taking it around.
Well, they really
do. Boy.
Talk about executing. Little handoff. And with all the motion, dragging people opposite.
Purdue's at their last 9 shots.
Look at how busy Matthias is. He really makes it for others, too. Good screener, good cutter. They don't take bad shots.
For 3, Klein. That one goes crying. That's their first miss after 9 consecutive, and Black clears it into the hands of Tijon Lucas.
Early drag screen to the empty side. He's tough.
Good defensive work that time. Eifert got isolated. Did a good job in that switch.
The guards do a good job, too, helping one another out with screens. Keep you on your toes. That's that bounce that he was talking about. Nothing constructive that last trip.
Thompson stripped. It's Frazier, and he's got Lucas down there with him.
And Black to the rim.
Tough sequence there with numbers. Eifert got the rebound into Thompson's hands, and a quick timeout taken by the Boilermakers.
Yeah, a little slippage by Purdue right now.
Well, Matthias has the Boilers' last 11 points tonight. Bill, they've been 32% on trays, but tonight, they've been playing the nylon song. They're 7 of 11.
Just a great extra pass, the extra look. Always stepping into shots. Little side saddle delivery. And boy, they are a team that's moving the ball beautifully, sharing it, unselfish. Sharing the sugar.
Oh, as Mr. Lavin would say. He and Joe Davis are working after us tonight.
Oh, okay.
Out on the West Coast.
I don't know if they're set compared to us.
There's Black. Quickly, Haas is there. Little help coming from Matthias.
He's got a hook here. Tough shot. He's good at that, though.
Is he ever?
Raises it high enough. That high trajectory. Tough to get.
That little help from Matthias, by the way, was a defensive change. They were staying single with him until that sequence.
Nice little fade, and look at this look. He loves the glass. Matthias, not only did he catch the ball properly, but his read, so solid.
Ron Black gets the foul, his second. They got to keep him on the floor as much as possible, so they'll take him out.
5 disqualifications this year. That's part of the issue.
Yeah. Kipper Nichols is going to check in for him.
Limited with size and bulk. This puts a lot of pressure on an outstanding defensive team.
But the cavalry is coming. The recruiting season for next year is already in good shape and getting better for Coach Underwood.
That is exciting, but it doesn't do much for your psyche after a game. Look at this look again. It's such a big kid.
How about that quick slap? Nice hands. Tijon Lucas coming away with it. Saves it to Mark Smith.
Haas got to be stronger with the ball. And Haas challenged. He just count the house.
He really did.
And he runs right to the rim. Occupies in half a dozen guys.
Klein off the heel, Haas the rebound.
It's almost unfair.
Yeah, it is. Edwards. And it's pulled down by Finke.
Pretty good job sticking that trip.
On the wing for 3. Count it. That is Tijon Lucas.
And that painter looking around saying, the guys, hey, what are we doing? Transition D. A, stop the ball. Cover the rim and peel off.
Eastern really giving some trouble here. Almost got a deflection, did Tijon against Eastern.
And that's exactly what that timeout earlier when he was saying, hey, have some direction with your dribble. Attack mode. Don't be on the perimeter. And Eastern, I don't know if he's faced guys like this.
Yeah.
Illinois really gets into you. Really can rag a guy.
Well, he's a freshman, too, out of Evanston Township in Evanston, Illinois.
Nice ball fake.
Edwards is so strong. You know, he's short, Bill, but he's got a lot of girth. Very physical backcourt player.
But he's got some reason.
Smith almost stripped and was stripped by Thompson. You better be strong with the ball if you're playing in this game. He almost got that one in the hoop after being fouled. How strong is Carson Edwards?
He puts pressure on you with that dribble. Constructive attack. I mentioned earlier, he is fearless. Great feel for the game, and I love how he finishes at the rim. He really does a great job. Generally converts with a chance for 3.
Matisse Vasil got that foul, number 4, the young man from Slovenia. It was interesting, we were talking with the coaches today. Brad Underwood has his team stay at the same hotel where the opposition stays overnight before a game. And he said Vasil noticed the size of Isaac Haas today.
And he still showed up.
Yeah, and he said the kid came to him and said he's big, very big, Isaac Haas.
Vasil, watching the games this year, he gets in and out of the game quicker. A mistake or maybe just a little change in strategy, but he gets a yank quickly.
Yeah. Played on Slovenia's under-18 international team, but learning on the fly at this level.
Purdue does a nice job handling that ball screen, covering it back on the roll.
I think he sets the pick, tries to roll, but leaves for a wide open shot, and it's drained by DeMonte Williams.
Well, shooting the ball pretty good.
That's a big hoop.
Yeah, nice
8-1 run now for Illinois, Bill, and a steal. Frazier comes away with an inbounds pick.
And a little life.
Finke.
Nowhere to go with the wall.
Frazier for 3. Oh, the iron unkind, and the hot potato pulled down by Haas.
Yeah, Haas tried to one-hand the initial one.
Frazier is scoreless, by the way.
That's one of those quick jacks that
yeah.
Matt's not crazy about.
You wonder when Frazier's going to warm up. He's not scored in the game yet. He's played the role of facilitator. He's too good not to score in a half.
He's had a great year. This kid can shoot it.
Yeah,
and that's Haas, a little delinquent. And they're looking to churn it up, get another stop. The Illini.
Well, this is a big run before the end of the break.
Oh, psychologically.
10-1 run, and they're on their feet here in Champaign.
Plenty of options with this Purdue team. Look at this attack. And Matthias with the pass to the wing.
How Edwards is able to create space with his body, the angles that he takes when driving to the basket, it's outstanding.
Big shoulders, too, though.
Broad
knows how to
shoulders.
turn and body attack. I think Illinois very fortunate to be at 5 or less.
No doubt about it.
Oh, not a good look here.
Finke went driving to the basket instead. Shot clock is down to 4. There's a 4-second discrepancy. Finke, that's his spot. It goes crying off the front iron, but it's retrieved by Illinois. Smith, count it!
They're going to look at it.
The buzzer!
They're going to look at it now.
I think he released it in time. What a way to finish the opening half.
When you're trying to win games and struggling, you need guys who struggle from 3. How about the run here, Timmy? 13-3 going into halftime. That'll put a little hop in your step.
Well, you can see Gene Steratore, DJ Carstensen both looking. I believe it counts. Let's see right there. Yes, it's gone. Right.
And Gene Cady over there checking in on it himself.
No, wait a
Tell
minute.
you what, no, I don't think so.
It's no good.
I don't think so.
You know what? They're going to wave that off. 43-38. At what point in your life do you realize you have the talent to do exactly that? That was some halftime show we had here in Champaign, and we welcome you back. A look at the numbers, and despite Mark Smith's shot not counting at the end, it was a great run to close out the half, Bill, for the Illini. My question to you is, what must they do more of in the second half to keep it as entertaining as it already is?
I think transition defense is the key. I think that what got the spread, some open looks, particularly Matthias beating guys down the floor. That's not typical Illini basketball.
One thing that you know, if you give Purdue extra possessions, they are dangerous because of their efficiency.
Well, they generally get 27 points on extra possessions.
Yep.
I found the note. It took me a half hour to get. But this is what they love to do, whether it's Harms or Haas or others. Keep it alive, run it down. Don't be afraid to make the extra pass. Klein did not have a look. Finds his partner, Piper in the backcourt, and they have been terrific, and none more solid. The extra look, you can see the closeout late. People not paying attention to detail. He is a stroker. He's out of the gate. You've got to close it quickly.
And there you see the leading scorers for both teams. The backcourt, Tijan Lucas. The front court, LeRon Black, who's a tough cover, obviously, for Haas or Harms. Edwards and Matthias leading the way for the Boilers. Between the two bigs, Haas and Harms, a combined 2 points on 1 of 2 from the floor. So the bigs have been negated. Illinois has played small ball and gotten Purdue to play that game. Here's the problem. Purdue is good enough and versatile enough to beat you at your game.
Brad Underwood's got some good looks for his center, in this case Black, because of Haas being on the floor, dragging him, and also helps people around the rim if Haas is away.
Dribble handoff from Nichols, and on the wing, Black. So that's going to be there.
Haas just got lost in traffic. He's not willing, nor maybe capable of closing out on a guy that can also put it on the floor.
P.J. Thompson gives it to Dakota Matthias, and on the slip,
a hold.
Yep, a hold as the big fella was about to grab it.
Kipper. But this is just all of a sudden, where do I go? And Haas just sort of jammed up. They try and switch it. No cover. Black with the knockdown.
Hey, LeRon Black is an extra special talent playing at a high level. There's another pilfer. Here comes Lucas.
Purdue usually efficient with the basketball, only about 10 a game. I think against Michigan State they gave up 4 turnovers, so they value the ball against this Illini club. You got to be solid.
Frazier has also been quiet tonight offensively. Lucas put it on the deck, and now it looks like we're going to be tied up. Arrow is the other way. So the Boilermakers will get it back on the tie ball.
Got to get shots. Fun chatting with him, isn't it, Brad? I mean, so expressive.
Old player,
honest.
Kansas State, Jack Hartman guy.
Yeah, Jack Hartman guy. And he used to work for a friend of mine, Jimmy Kerwin, at Western Illinois as well.
Brother of Tom Kerwin.
Yep.
Outstanding player in my hometown at Signary College. Played for Orvis Ziegler.
And also won an ABA title with Connie Hawkins in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Used to see him at the 5-star all the time.
Exactly, and that's what I love about this kid. He freeze dribbles, so you're sort of locked in because you don't want that blow-by. Edwards drilling it.
He's up to 18 now, Bill, Carson Edwards. And you see the physicality there, the trouble that he gives Frazier. I think he may be tagged with a foul on a hold right there.
Yeah, this is just dance a little bit. Get those puppies organized and drill into Frazier with the counter. You don't want him going left. I know he can go right. He does have a counter, but boy, is he efficient getting to the rim with that left hand.
It's actually P.J. Thompson that got that foul, and Trent Frazier toes the line. Look at that. Corey Bradford, highest Illini frosh since then. That's a blast from the past, just seeing that one.
Well, he could drill threes, Corey, days, right?
Absolutely.
Stringing them.
Last 9A player of the year as a senior, averaged 27.5. That's his first points of the night coming at the free throw line.
Yeah, this is going to be some place to visit in the next couple of years, I think. You
No,
mentioned loading up. And
it's going to be like the old days of Lou Henson, the Lou-Doo, and the Flying Illini with our friend Stephen Bardo, our colleague running the show, and they were just above the rim every night when you came in here.
I get some Chicago kids coming in here. That's certainly going to help. Full court pressure. Big thing about turnovers, it's where you give them. You know, these right in this area is very dangerous, leads to a goal. Look at how they move those puppies. Nice lob.
Oh, beautiful. Trajectory was perfect from Eifert right to the big Haas.
Eifert playing with some confidence, too. What a great lob.
Just 4 in the game for Isaac Haas.
Boyd Bodine not the threat with the shot now, so Haas can jam things up a little bit more.
Black, a little give, a little go.
Haas is like a walking 3-second violation. He's unbelievable. Look at this back screen to give the look.
Wow. Trying to go reversal like Boyd Bodine. Nothing there with Haas on the baseline. Great pass. And then Boyd Bodine uses the rim and the left hand.
Great look.
Off the dish from Lucas. Beautiful play. Carson Edwards back at you. Uh-oh, boy, I thought he got the ankle there, Bill.
I thought a knee or ankle, you're right.
He bounced up pretty quickly.
Strong, tough kid, but a good little slip here. Give it up and then just curl and present yourself nicely. Get the hands ready, and that left hand comes in handy, and Haas, looming large, ineffective with the 10.
That was a Sunday best dish by Tijon Lucas.
Pretty. Little pocket pass.
There's Carson Edwards at the free throw line.
Well, you can see this year the growth between the bench and this kid. Letting him have his wings, so to speak. And talking to the staff, they felt that this is the most time maybe Matt has spent with a point guard in terms of looking at tape and chatting, thinking of philosophy.
He's a super soft, man. He's got a great future and a pretty good present, without question. Boy, what a fake by Frazier. And the iron, tantalizingly unkind.
Another takedown.
And Sterator says he was on the end line. It'll go the other way.
They got to make it sort of a ratty kind of a game at Illinois, I think. Such a polished, formidable opponent. I think you just got to get into them.
By the way, I couldn't help myself tonight when I saw Gene Sterator. I pulled out an index card and put it at the end of his nose, and I said first down.
I saw you with that.
I couldn't help myself.
The Williams on the floor now.
What a great year he's had, and family of officials, the Sterators. Good to see him out here.
And of course, his dad, an old friend and terrific official in his day.
The ball was kicked.
Well,
he got away with it.
It was thrown on the foot, though.
Yeah, Black gets it on the other end. That's a good point.
And that's where you can't turn it over against this team. They are explosive.
That's a great call by you, Bill. The ball did hit the foot, but it was thrown on it, not really kicked.
A little more tenacious defensively. Look at them on the catch now.
Lucas all over him. All over him.
And this is Illini defense. Stephen F. Foster, so to speak, where they just get after you. Brad Underwood at his best. But the run out and a great look by Williams. Danny would have loved it. And the finish, big time.
When Underwood was coaching in the Southland Conference at Stephen F. Austin, and he had Thomas Walkup and all those guys that did so well in the NCAAs, opponents of his in that league called it Nacogdoches, not Nacogdoches, because you were going to be dealt with physically when you played against them.
You've really got to be patient on the offense, be tough with the basketball against this team. Nice entry.
Was it ever? Into Bodine.
Nice work.
Barnes gets the foul. I gather the body to go along with the leather from that rim protector, Matt Harms.
Get the index card out. I love this block. I think that's just a legitimate play. Can't get them all right.
Well, he had 69 blocks coming in. And he's a very emotional player, too, Harms. Runs the floor tremendously.
Hey, how about that?
Look at that.
Oh, this is where he comes in handy, huh?
Let's see, would that be extra benefits?
It could be. Could be. I'm not reporting, though. It's got to be a self-report. But, you know, the way Matt throws money around, I don't think there's any problem there at all. This kid, I thought he made 2.
Run down by Harms.
Boydwood's one of those guys that gives you effort. Great hedge guy, and they got 2 bigs on the floor with Fickey now.
Oilers have turned it over 3 times this half.
Nice cut.
Matthias, beautiful leave. Tapped out by Harms.
Again.
Saved by Edwards, and a blow-by.
They got hit on the head.
Fouled by Bodine.
A nice job by Arm. They are so good at getting extra possessions for their team with the slap back and man.
Oh, it's like a root canal and a headache all at once. Here's what they have left. Michigan State at Wisconsin on the weekend. Ohio State's got to play at Indiana, a game you'll see on FS1, and Minnesota awaits the Boilers. And, of course, you know how tough the Gophers have been. They performed well on their senior night last night.
And Tim, you know this because Brad was telling both of us up at Michigan State. He saw those kids and the emotion. I saw him go to Tum Tum Nairn at the end of the game before he went to see Tom Izzo. And he was saying to his, this is what we want. We want to build our program where you have that affection for the school, all we put together. And this is the first year, and the first year can be painful.
Yeah, and this was always a destination location for Brad. This is his part of the world. Place where he wanted to land, I think.
And you know, even in our profession, the first year together is painful, like recall.
See, that was 32 years ago I dealt with you the first time.
That's right. A lot has changed. Nice pump and bite.
Finke stopped by Harms.
A little too early and exposing. Look at this play.
Look at Frazier with a deflection. Past Edwards. That's vintage Illinois.
They keep after you. Relentless. You can't be loose with the basketball.
You know, Matt Painter spent some time coaching at Southern Illinois after Weber left. This Illinois bunch looks a lot like a few of those Salukis teams we used to see back in the day.
Really moving the legs and getting in position, denying. Look at this. Play the passing lane. Frazier likes to pull up.
3-on-2.
How about that?
A solo. Ring it up. Up goes Frazier. Up goes Frazier. Edwards.
Going in. Boys. Yeah. That's what I love about him, though. I mean, he's going to get you back in the game himself. Such a fierce competitor.
Frazier's first field goals, Bill, the last 2 trips. There's a nice alley-oop. Good ball movement to Smith, his spot.
That's what he's got to get better at.
Matthias.
3 against 5 here. Well, they're lucky.
Nogel Eastern was fouled by Agboibodin.
You expose anybody to the basketball, throw the ball up into a passing lane, you're a little soft with it. Look at how over the top. They're enticing you to back cut because they know they're going to get support. Pull it up, drill it. Get those legs organized. This kid has got some game. Big Orlando Antigua. St. Raymond's in the Bronx.
Yeah. He is a recruiting phenom.
A great player in his days at Pitt.
Was with tied to John Calipari and left him after a few years ago.
And Jeff Alexander behind him, whose dad's a well-known coach. 800+ wins.
By the way, he is in charge of all facilities once they get to New York. From the Rutgers game all the way into the Garden for the Big Ten tournament. Orlando Antigua, yeah.
Oh, they won't be staying Midtown. No, they'll be staying uptown.
56-53.
Where do you go now? They got.
How about that move? How about that move? Oh! A little show, a little go in his game.
What a great job, because Jordan was there. Just a great understanding of how to use the bounce and free yourself up.
Edwards.
Tough shot.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
Wow.
And that's what guards do, as you well know. Both of them have swagger, and they're going at it right now, these two mano a mano.
I'd say they've got game.
Frazier has the last 8 Illini points.
A little better automatic switch on the perimeter. Tough to contain on your own.
Yes, I can. No, you can't. This time off the front iron. And a whistle. Gene Starastor spots a foul.
Jordan did a good job. Pretty good offensive rebounder, Jordan. But right here, you think you're going to the right. Wow. Little lingerie on the deck. Now, this guy is a gamer. Get him organized.
Yep.
Bang. Get you back right in it.
And those are the kind that guards go back and look at time and time again in the film room the day after.
2 double screens. Well, they really test you. And then a ball screen.
Black over Eifert.
A little push underneath.
Yep. By Tijon Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas. Little Tavern League discard.
Just the second foul on Tijon. Youngster from Milwaukee, Washington High School, has played well in a starting role tonight. As we mentioned at the top, the 8th different starting lineup for the Illini. It's all about trying to find the right combination and matchups because of their sleight of size.
And he does play a little bit with Frazier, as we noted. Push, quick with the ball. Likes to make plays first. Good experience for Eastern here, I think, against a tenacious defensive team. He can do this, the push off.
Yeah.
He actually got away with it.
He did.
He did, but that's what he can do. He is going to be a solid player. That little left arm.
They do count the basket.
And half the house saw this one. Watch the left, folks.
Yeah, he got away with it. No doubt about it.
Yeah. Hard enough to contain these guys. Big, strong, and tough. As Frazier lets everybody know.
Now this kid out of Evanston, Illinois, got to be making his mom proud. Tamala Reed, his mother was a 3-sport star at Chicago State. Played basketball, softball, and volleyball.
Over the top,
over the back. Yep.
He's trying to slap it back out. That does happen. And that's why at the end of games, guys don't put people on the free throw line. They're afraid guys will do that. He keeps his hair in place better than you do. We got to get some of that stuff.
Listen, I had 2 surgeries to have what I have. Harm sits down and Haas comes back in.
I didn't know you had a bad toe. Easter can move the legs too. Different type of defense. Nice.
Wow.
Oh, look at all the traffic to set that up.
Wise choice. Wise choice to bring it out.
Tough shot. Big rebound. Matthias.
Strong with the ball.
Look.
Wide open, there's Klein.
How about that? They got some shooters. Different look. Pretty good movement by Painter. Got the wings covered. You dribble drive. Who's going to help? Who's going to cover? They have some answers.
An 8-0 run now for Purdue as they continue going back and forth. You got some guys that can do that. You're going to win a lot of games in any league.
So, I mean, how efficient is he? Doesn't cough it up, makes plays, finishes deals.
Listen, it's a debate for another day and another format, but I don't know that there's a more valuable player in college basketball anywhere than Brunson.
And a late cover, good look again, well designed. Black comes up empty. Eastern really pushing it here. Ooh, tough shot.
Ooh.
Wow, not a good one. And you see Matt on the side. He can't believe that play.
Lucas, nice save. He would have double dribbled. He gave it up to Black to escape the turnover. Nice presence of mind.
Well, I would give Purdue a turnover on that last shot. Let's set that up.
He was just a little out of control, and he gave it up. And there's a reach-in foul against Haas. Far, far from the basket by Kipper Nichols.
Yeah, he can't hurt you out there. I know he can hurt people in a lot of spots on the floor, but not out there. Yeah, you're right. Had he played?
64-58 our score. The Boilermakers leading by 6 while we were away. You have these moments from time to time. How about one shot for 10K, huh? Nothing but net.
A little nylon. Well, it's not true. Brad tried to get him to put a uniform on and come back out. That would help their shooting.
It's not often you get a chance to win $10,000 at that stage of your life.
He's now a professional, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, but you've been exposed. Don't call home for money. Here's Isaac Haas at the free throw line. An interesting story, Bill, on this kid. He was going to go to Wake Forest. He had pledged to go there. Jeff Bezdelic had eyed him and knew he was going to go, and then they made a coaching change there. And Matt Painter had never stopped recruiting him. And his father, they live in Alabama, just outside a small town, Gadsden, Alabama, stayed on him. The father called Matt and said, they're making a change. Are you still interested? And Matt said, I'll be right there. And
his growth as a player.
Oh, it's amazing how he's developed in the time that he's been there. Holt's Bluff, Alabama, just outside Gadsden.
You know, he will be a player at the next level.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the game has changed a lot, and they drag bigs and stretch the centers and power forwards. But he has a feel and a touch around the rim. If you need somebody to get to the free throw line, he's just tough to move him. Here we go.
Black
taking advantage.
Hammer time.
Hey.
Oh, pick him up and put him down.
Black rolls red as he attacks the 10. And once again, that sets up their pressure D. Purdue only 10 turnovers a game, up at 12 already.
There was a little thunder and some lightning in that dunk.
There you go.
Haas in traffic.
There's the answer. What do? 3 white shirts around. Negate it.
Beautiful pass to Smith.
No. Again.
Great rebound. How about that action by Williams?
They are small, undersized, but boy, they compete. He hurt himself.
Yeah, he came down with that last rebound and may have hyperextended his leg. Taking a look at it at the end of the bench.
He's going inside, too.
Yes, he is. Well, those are 2 outstanding. First the pass, then off the miss. He injured himself coming down with the rebound.
Just a tremendous effort.
So Lucas and Frazier back on the floor together again, along with Aaron Jordan, 23, who checks in with LaRon Black and Mark Smith. Those are the 5 on the deck for the Illini.
And watch Jordan, pretty good offensive rebounder, too. Little flex look now.
Black has Haas away from the hoop. Matthias the rebound.
He really hasn't had many opportunities. A little more dribbling up, ball movement we saw earlier.
Here they go again. Well, that's a miss this time for Edwards. Purdue had scored on 7 of their last 9 trips. Jordan.
Tough shot under duress, too.
Look at that work by Tijon Lucas. He's out of bounds. It goes the other way.
Jordan's 46% three-point shooter. No question about it, but when you're contested, and this is earlier, with Williams. Great effort to come up with this and just peculiar fall on that left side.
Might have been the ankle. They're taking a look at it inside. We hope the young man will be okay. Good ball fake by Matthias.
Well, he uses screens great. They're all tangled up.
Little root out?
Yeah, I think it's Black.
Yeah.
A sympathetic audience. The big guy.
He was
gets the break.
Rooting him out with his derriere and picks up his third. And Haas will get back to the free throw line.
Brad showing how he stood tall. It's great watching the coaches. This is just, you can just see how Haas trying to rotate to cover the corner. And a kid who's just gotten better and better. All facets of the game. Undersized, postman. Really playing great basketball.
14-4 run now. Purdue just has answered every emotional spark Illinois has had with its efficiency on the offensive end.
Yeah, he's at 320-plus games and a nice little double up. That's that overload.
Black with 5 on the shot clock is going to be fouled by Haas.
He did the right thing.
Wait a minute. I think they got Carson Edwards instead.
That was Haas.
No, it was Haas. They did get Haas.
You know what? Black really had him set up for a crossover once he got into the lane, and then just cross or spin back. But of course, the traffic on the top there with Edwards would have been tough to do.
Well, the Boilermakers, remember, they get to be in the bonus.
Came out of bounds. Double.
Purdue with fouls to give.
Black with that little pick and pop.
Frazier rattles it home.
Just terrific job. Black knows how to get free as well.
13 points now, all in this half for Frazier.
There's that exchange for the foul. A good use of the floor.
Edwards, baseline blast, and he's fouled.
From the rear, and that's Matthias. The courage to make that cross-court skip pass. Great vision, seeing the collapse defense all in the lane, and a little counter punch by Edwards. One of those where I think he could have used the other side of the rim, too.
So 3 on Tijon. Tell you, when you come in here to play Illinois, I don't care the style of play. We were here from Michigan State. There were 25 turnovers by Tom Izzo's team that night. They still won by double digits, but when they got through, they were all ready to go into the, into the spa and spend a lot of time from the bumps and the bruises. And I think Purdue will feel the same way after tonight's game.
I think everybody in this league knew they had to play their best game because this team just comes at you. They're relentless. Give you total effort.
Carson now with 28, Bill. That ties his career high. Carson Edwards has just been outstanding tonight.
Thompson's got the Frazier responsibility. He's got to keep busy, keep prepared. There's that underneath on this one. Knowing who they're playing. I would turn and take him.
Back to Black for 3. Pulled down by Carson Edwards. Well, Bill, Dakota Matthias was an outstanding scorer in the first half. He hasn't scored in this half, and yet he's been so effective in so many other areas, number 31 in Black.
Lets the game come to him. Little dribble handoff. He loves to turn the corner. They got a little pin down from Matthias. Nice side saddle.
Now he'll take one.
Pretty good job by Williams, who looks refreshed after that concern. Nice help.
Quickly doubled.
Could kick it sideways. There you go.
Wide open, DeMonte Williams.
How about that? A nice find. The guy who struggled coming in 6 for 35 from 3.
Here they come. 71-66.
They keep in touch. They're like a relative you didn't get along with.
And another answer from Carson Edwards. He's got 30. DeMonte Williams, by the way, is 4 out of 4 from the floor and 3 out of 3 from downtown. They may need to dial up number 20 a few more times on this end of the floor.
Well, that's why he's been free, too, because he has struggled from there.
Black against Harms.
There you go. He loves that little.
Wow, how about that?
He's got a game. Woo. I mean, there's so many spots on the floor. You put the pressure on you.
I don't think he's heard of the term LeRon Black outmanned.
No, not at all. Nice cross.
What a blow by. What a blow by.
Look at this, and then the stare down.
Oh, Carson, you're killing me.
Tough kid in the backcourt.
That is so good.
Got to use that left hand. You want to play in this league. And they got a little nickel dimer in the post. And Black lets them know. You like this kid's game, Jimmy? Carson, the ability to do so many things on the floor. A little hesitation here. Gets the puppies organized for the jump. And how about this? Big, strong, with the left. Ringing the bell. Leave the chandeliers, little guy.
75-68, and Bill, it's the sophomore from Atascocita, Texas, that has been putting on a show tonight, Carson Edwards.
8 for 10 on the free throw line. You can see his athleticism at the rim, but just knowing where he can go to dominate. I mean, not overextending with the bounce, but once again, I mean, that is not a 6'4" guy. That's just a tough performer, big-time ticker. How about these numbers?
In the last 5 games, 24.6 games his average. That's including tonight. And he's made a late push for Player of the Year in this league, along with his running mate Vincent. And, of course, I think Keita Bates-Diop, most people
all year, right?
believe all year has been the difference for what may be the National Coach of the Year, Chris Holtmann. And the Ohio State Buckeyes. But, boy, this kid is just a joy to watch on the floor.
Jumps out at you. And Brad Underwood was saying the same thing today. The more he started watching this kid, it's like the wow impact.
Yeah. Harms, by the way, got that foul as we were going to break. And now Haas is back in along with Eifert. It was the third on Harms. 6:42 to play. And the Illini need to continue to make baskets because no matter how many thunderous plays they make, Purdue is so efficient on the offensive end, and Edwards has been unstoppable.
And he's got the mismatch they want now. And Haas jamming things up.
Frazier on Eifert. Oh! Roberta Flack time, killing me softly on the window. Wow, what a shot.
A little nickel dimer on the outside.
Bill, I thought that was a lob.
Did you really?
I really did. At the time he released it,
I didn't see anybody. The Boygan wasn't there. That's why I wasn't sure.
Look at
but this is just soft, feathery.
Oh.
How about that? A sweet little kiss in Champagne. How about that?
Tell you
again, going left though.
Yep.
Where he is more dangerous.
Isn't it great to watch guards try to beat one another in different sequences like Edwards, and you can tell Frazier's trying to match him. He's got 15 points all in this half. The freshman.
I recall you early in the game saying he's very quiet.
Yeah.
And he was. He really let the game come to him.
But as his coach, Brad Underwood, told you today, he's got some swagger in his game, and that's what he's looking for. This is a culture-changing period in Champaign, and this young man is the straw that stirs the drink in that culture change.
Trouble getting organized here on this end. Overload, ball reversal, back screen, pin down, and they got a foul here.
Off the ball, it was Lucas that hit the deck off the foul by Eastern. No gel picks it up.
And really, they hadn't gotten started. Number 2, I think, on Eastern. A little nickel dimer here. This is one of their favorite little plays. You go here, try and chug the cutter. But Eastern had a big body.
Just lost sight of where the screen was and ran right through it. So a 1-and-1 time. By the way, Purdue is in the double bonus the rest of the way, which could be a factor in a close one.
Well, they've been to the free throw line almost 20 times tonight. Of course, most of those is Carson Edwards, who had 10 of them.
Yep, and remember, Illinois has only got the one timeout because of a couple that he took in the first half. Tijon knocks both down. 77-72.
First time, 2-2-1. One of their staples. It might open a shooter. You got to be careful. And back to the zone. 1-1-3. They like to run this thing. Don't let this guy free.
Edwards.
Or this guy. Or that guy. And that's all set up, though, with the pump fake drive. You collapse the defense, kick to your partner, pull up big time.
I mean, he might get 50 tonight. He's got the last 9 points.
Nice pass.
Beautifully done.
Frazier, great vision. Dragged a couple.
Boy Bodine gets it to go.
Playing small because you can match up a little better with Eastern on the floor. Once again, going with the zone. Be careful of offensive rebounding.
Off the heel this time. A rare miss for Edwards in this half.
Got to get him a screen.
Lucas working on P.J. Thompson.
Strings it out pretty good. Boyd-Gudin's got to get on the glass. Screen, get on the glass, because Haas is sort of bottling everything up.
Smith on Matthias. And another whistle. This one goes against Dakota. Just his first.
The team that uses the dribble so effectively puts a lot of pressure on your defense. And how about that? That's just a wonderful dive for Boyd-Gudin. Not one of those guys going to space out and hit jumpers, but very alert. A great delivery with the bounce pass.
Boyd-Gudin is a youngster that is from Nigeria, but University of Detroit Jesuit High School, where he prepped before coming here. With his length, and this is a team that is slight of size, as we've mentioned. They have needed him to play as big as possible tonight to hang tough.
Two great players I know of, Cassius Winston and Gus Johnson.
Yeah,
went to that high school.
Absolutely. I was watching that night when you guys showed some clips of
Gus in his heyday.
Gus before he had the bus.
They were quick clips. Once again, going with the zone.
Good ball movement to Thompson.
You force them to make the shot now. The little wrinkle has had its impact twice.
Smith. Good find to Frazier.
Great dodge one there. Smith, very strong. Boy, that.
They got everything but the finish out of that sequence. Second foul on Smith. Timeout. A look at our game reset, sponsored by SoFi. Reset your finances. Double bonus looms large, as does only one timeout being left for the Illini. Bill, is there anything else that you noticed there that's of great concern?
Well, not in that particular area, but the fatigue factor coming down the stretch. We mentioned on the open talking about being able to close out games has been a problem for Illinois. So let's see if they can ride Black a little bit, who I think is a great matchup, particularly with Haas on the floor.
Even though Purdue is in the double bonus, no one on the floor for anyone has 4 fouls. The Boilermakers are looking at a possibility of a 6th straight game decided by 4 or fewer points.
And how about the schedule that Illinois had? I mean, one-day prep, just amazing. A couple of days in a row, not easy. Michigan State, Nebraska, Michigan State, Purdue.
A lot of these teams just cannot wait to get to the Garden. Cannot wait for the second season to begin.
It'll be interesting that week off. A lot of rest for guys. Anybody injured gets an opportunity to heal. Nice help by Haas. Playing a little bigger with Boyd-Gudin in there.
Shot clock under 10.
Haas can really jam things up now.
Lucas. Tough shot.
Pretty good defensive
Yeah.
set right here.
No doubt about it.
And look at these kids right away. They know time, score. Pretty solid backcourt.
Matthias wide open for the tray.
Oh,
Count it.
boy. Poise on defense. Able to just tighten it up. You know, quick timeout, maybe the last one.
By the way, those were Dakota Matthias' first points of the half. I think he knew when they needed him.
Playing within the system, don't force it. Very good driver.
Smith lost it on the way up. LaRon Black claims it. Will it count? Yes, it will.
Well, he has been solid, hasn't he? I think that
Did they wave it off? Or
I think that foul was on the floor. I don't think
Gene Steratore is talking with Rob Keeneman about it.
Oh, this is going to be a tough change.
Yeah. It does count. Yes. Yeah. An overrule.
Let's see the hustle play here.
Well, there was a discussion.
It's tough to tell, but you know what? The way he called it, I think he was right.
Yep.
I thought maybe the grab before he elevated.
I thought he initially said and one there, and
Very
he
good.
did. Yep. I think Gene Steratore wanted to make sure he felt good about it, and he did. Now both teams are in the double bonus after that. It's a two-possession game with under 3 to play.
And this is where you got to be careful with the basketball. 2-2-1. Handled adroitly by Purdue thus far on occasion. They will not take that quick open jack, particularly at this point in the game. Get it over and run your stuff. Shooters on the wing when you got Klein on the floor.
Klein just came in for Eifert.
Look at this. It's, goodness, what a great look he got, though. And then you can't be that open with a guy like that. He actually thought about the three, thought better of it. And when you got a touch like that, it is friendly.
18 on the night for Matthias. He's only taken a couple of shots this half. Black for 3.
How about this kid? All of a sudden, three-point shooter. Shooting with confidence, 53%. Quick timeout, the last one.
86-81, 2 and change remaining.
It's nice to have one in your pocket.
Haas back on the deck. This senior class has won in every Big Ten arena except Illinois. This has been a problem spot for the Boilermakers, and you see Vincent Edwards looking on his last trip in here, and he's reduced to a spectator. They hope to have him back next week. Here we go.
Straight up man. Not giving open looks. See if they can get Haas on the box to do some damage. Nice show. He's got his guy if they give it to him. How about this kid? Another opportunity, didn't convert. Matthias.
Frazier will run the show. He's got Lucas and Black and at Boy Badine out on the deck with him.
Boy Badine now with Haas. And look at the mismatch here. Give it to him. Haas can be available, but Boydeen cuts well.
Oh. Nice work on the boards, and Boybadine has his pocket picked by guess who?
Got to be tougher. Matthias.
Must stop time now for Illinois.
He's a little yo-yo big and a giveaway. It's a guy who can make some free throws, 82%.
Yeah, Boybadine did not need to commit that foul.
That is one of those plays, the extra possessions you covet. And Matthias, that's a free ball. You got to be tougher with it. 50-50s, you got to own.
Talk about glue guys in the college game, Bill. Dakota Matthias is the glue guy for Purdue.
Yeah, he is. So many things he does because of his cutting and shooting. And the other end of it, the ability to be on the same side with Haas. You got to hug him and he can make good entries.
This game is over, and you look at the box score when it's done, you'll say Purdue won this game at the free throw line. In this half, 16 of 18 at the stripe.
Playing small now to match up. Could be a dribble drive sequence at the other end.
The lead back to 7. So it's a 3-possession game. 38 for Carson Edwards.
Eastern on clock, a little inexperienced. Black, a little inexperienced.
Wide open lane for Frazier.
Too easy. Straight line run. No little attention with the hand hedge. And no turn. Got to jump on that dominant hand. Ooh.
It's like they want to play straight up for now, Bill.
Yep. One more trip. Ooh, the post.
It was tipped.
It was deflected,
It was deflected. Edwards a runner.
Charge.
Yep. Gene Steratore right on it. It'll go the other way.
All he had to do is jump stop. He had Matthias on the opposite side for a step-in look.
That's exactly what Underwood needed in that sequence.
And what they do, and they're saying it was deflected, that's a little bit of a break. This is just amazing defensive coordination, though.
Between the Boilers and an overtime. So close games have become a noteworthy trend for this veteran club that really does play with great efficiency.
Well, that's where I got to kick by them saying, boy, 3 losses in a row. What's going on? Great competition in the conference.
Remember, no timeouts left for Illinois.
And they do a great job dribble driving.
Frazier for 3.
Tough shot. Smith over
trying
the top.
to keep it alive was over the top.
That's the right call. He's a terrific rebounder. Very strong. That's one of those settles early by Frazier. He had just gone by his guy. Give it up, maybe come and get it back. And now you can see Brad Underwood talking to him.
More oftentimes than not, Bill, you talk to coaches at the end of games and they'll all tell you, I want to see something at the rim. Please get to the 10 if you can.
Put it in the officials' hands a little bit, you know.
Well, that opens the door a little bit. Thompson, the senior from Indianapolis.
And they will really play the three-point line at the other end now. That's why driving's important, too, because you have a tendency to help, and you can locate a three-point shooter.
Still a 2-possession game, 89-83.
I go right to the rim and see if you can get an easy one or a fine. Ooh, don't leave your feet. Good driver.
Another turnover. Carson Edwards in the passing lane.
You can see closing games has been a difficulty.
Yeah. Illinois' first turnover, by the way, in 19 minutes. They had played really
How about that?
pretty error-free in the second half until that.
This
Our
poor
statistician, Ethan Cooperson, all over it for us.
Poor Brad, he has been through the war, hasn't he?
This could get him to 40 on the night, Bill, if he can knock them both down.
Sensational game.
Oh, boy.
Every big play, every big shot, either finds or finishes. And he's going to be around. There's the light, huh?
He's the foundation of the future, really, of this Purdue team.
He's a gamer. There you go.
Frazier lost it on the way up and a tie up Thompson and Black. Well, Bill, one of the things I know that Matt Painter wanted to accomplish tonight was to get his team on the right track after some of these tough games, close games, some of them losses. And I think without Vincent Edwards tonight, he got exactly what he needed from his team on the road. And you can't come away from a victory against Illinois and just say, well, we beat a lower tier team. No, you had to earn it.
You had to compete. You had to compete. And a great point about Edwards, too, gives him another couple of days to rest that ankle, get himself ready, possibly for the Big Ten tournament. They have a lot of weapons.
He told me at his high school when he got to stand next to Jerry Lucas, the all-time leading scorer. He's the second all-time leading scorer at his high school, Middletown in Ohio. What a thrill that was for him.
Iowa State 1960, right?
Boy, oh boy.
Hondo, Siegfried, and Bob Knight as a sub on that team.
Frazier makes it a 7-point game.
Yeah, that's it. A game effort, but again, the frustration for Brad and this program. They just compete. Just haven't had enough guns, maybe.
Enjoy March, my friend.
I look forward to it. Thanks.
It's going to be a lot of fun coming up. 40 points. Last time that happened, Glenn Robinson, March 24th, in the tournament against Kansas. And Carson Edwards goes for 40 tonight, and Brad Underwood